Welcome everybody to another episode of Candid Convos, and today's guest is Starcee Rivera. Starcee, thank you very much for joining us. Can you please introduce yourself a little bit, let people know who you are and what you do?
Yes. Okay. So my name is Starcee Rivera. I am an attorney in Orlando, Florida. I practice criminal defense, family law, and personal injury throughout the state of Florida, mostly in Orange County, Seminole County, and then all the way down to Manatee County, where I'm from.
And what brought you to the practice of law?
Mostly my love for criminology and criminal justice. So I did, go to college and get a master's, bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I'm now getting my PhD in criminal justice. So I've always wanted to work in the criminal justice field. So anywhere from like helping clients who are basically at a place in their life where they could be going to prison for the rest of their lives and they just need someone to have their back. That really pushed me towards starting as a public defender and then now as a private criminal defense attorney.
So why did you decide your practice was focused on criminal? Was it because of your past experience, or was there any type of motivator in your life?
Well, yeah, I'm always motivated by, I like to consider myself, even though I'm an attorney, I'm just a regular old citizen and I know regular people. And so, growing up in Manatee County, where I'm from, it was a situation where all of your friends or most of the people you went to high school with are now having these legal issues because of the background of where we came from. And now, I made it out of this area and I just wanted to help give back to my community. So it was like a no-brainer when I started undergraduate that this is what I wanted to do. It started as, an intern for the probation office back home. And then at that point, I made the decision that I wanted to do more. I didn't want to be just reactive. I wanted to be proactive. I wanted to jump in and, help people, most people who are falsely accused or might have made a bad decision. I just wanted to help them before it was too late. And I just felt like that was my purpose. And that was how I was able to fight so hard and learn so much and not give up when it came to law school and the bar exam.
Yeah, it can get pretty tough, huh? You know what? It makes me so happy to confirm over and over again that whenever I get a chance to ask, why did you become a lawyer, or why are you practicing that specific practice area, that area of law, there's always a cause and there's always something that's driving people or driving attorneys to help people. So I know that lawyers get a bad rep, but it's because of people like you that we no longer get it. So now I'm curious. You turned this into a profitable business because you're also giving back to your community. How did you do that? Like, what type of law firm do you work with, or do you practice?
So for the most part, it was able to become profitable just from my experience at the public defender's office. I was able to, one, keep clients who I had represented at the public defender's office. Once I left, there were some clients who wanted to follow me into private practice, and then word of mouth from those clients, as well as word of mouth from family and friends, and people being excited about, the girl from their hometown, a small town, that was able to go on and become a lawyer and is, keeps them pretty updated on the not guilty verdicts and the successes that we have with court. So basically just keeping everyone, updated and making sure I stay in communication and don't, burn any old bridges.
Okay, so I'm wondering, because this is my perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it also depends on the practice area. But once you start unloading or unpacking everything that a single hour of legal work has, like you take in a single client and it creates a ton of work. So I imagine you started delegating that to your virtual assistant. So for people out there also looking to find their ways to delegate and elevate, the idea is to learn from your experiences and even listen to your mistakes if you made some, because I'm thinking pretty much everybody makes mistakes. but also try to get a clear path on how you're supposed to work with somebody when you finally start unloading or offloading all of those tasks. Because I also tend to know that lawyers don't like doing that. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you work, but you gotta do this.
Right.
No, you know what? Let me do it, and then they're nobody. So you get me?
Right, exactly.
So, what was it like when this person started working with you at the beginning? Like, how did you bring them in? How did you break them in?
So basically, what I did was I would do tasks. I started out basically preparing for her training before she started. So I would decide what is it that I need to do today. And then I would write out a list of every step that I would take in order to do it so that I could delegate this task in the future. Saved it to a training folder, and then I pulled videos of training for the case management system. Basically every program I used, I would pull training, and the first week was just, okay, we're going to go through these documents, and then I want you to watch these videos, and then at the end of these videos, any questions that you have, we're going to have the next week of me walking you through it. And then at that point, if you feel comfortable enough to do something, then you can take on that task, and then I'll keep delegating to you as long as you don't tell me that you're having an issue with it. And if you have an issue, at that point we can stop, and I can walk you through how to do it, and then that way in the future you could do it on your own. And so that was the main thing. And also it took me learning from her as well what was easier or the easiest way for her to learn stuff. So she's taught me a bunch of stuff about training, how to, video record what I was doing so that I could send it to her, and then we wouldn't have to worry about, me stopping the day to teach her something. So she was really good. She's taught me a lot. And I think, I've taught her some things, but it's been a great relationship.
Okay, so what does she handle for you right now? Just curious, because I imagine now you place your attention 100% on the legal aspect of the job, and she takes care of all of the admin. But
Yes.
what's the admin?
Okay, so her admin would be, she schedules calls between me and the clients. She takes all of the calls that as they come in, and she'll like send me a message letting me know that someone called. She'll put them on the schedule. She's very good at like checking my schedule. If I have a trial that day, she knows I'm not gonna add something on that day. But she's basically learned um how attorneys and legal assistants are able to interact, where she doesn't have to ask me to do something. She'll just do it, and it's like having a very advanced assistant. She will basically make sure that the clients send me documents. She puts tasks in so that she'll follow up with them, so I don't have to stop what I'm doing and follow up like, hey, you forgot to send your financial documents. She'll go through the list and just basically facilitate that. She opens up all of the new files. She sends intake forms. It's basically case management. So it's wonderful.
Either they don't have those things in place, or they do, but the relationship with that person is not the cleanest one. So if you're someone that's reasonable and you treat her in a decent way or in a decent manner, that's
Right.
pretty much a recipe to retain talent. So that's why I'm assuming that she is happy with you, because again, now I know you've confirmed it, but you strike me as a very down to earth person, and like you get to it. Let's not get mad. Let's just get it done. And yeah,
Right.
if you're not up to par, then you probably would have sent it like from day one. So if that person is actually helping you keep up, and you've also told me like, or told us that she's actually taught you one or two more
Oh,
things,
yes.
it just tells me this is an amazing, like a symbiotic relationship. Everybody's getting along. And from the VA perspective, I can tell you this as a virtual assistant, this is like a different world for us. Do you have any idea how exciting it is for people like me to understand and work with people like you, the type of cases that you manage, the type of results that you get? Because what you do, it's something that we are in dire need for. in our like our specific countries, the places that we recruit from. So it's because you do this that it's also not only it becomes very exciting, but at least from my perspective, we also join the cause. So that's why I think it's like a very isolated, specific bubble that we're in a very strange and new type of relationship. And I truly and deeply appreciate not only the way that you treat people, but also the work that you have with people out there.
Well, thank you.
It is important. It is important. So let's wrap up with this. For people that are trying to do the same thing that you did and trying to accomplish the same things that you did, so when it comes not only to how you build your practice, because you had that big, you had all of that experience when you were at the public defendant's office and you brought people with you. So you have recommendations. We know like some of the keys that allowed you to grow your business at the rate that you did, because after 2 months, that's pretty fast. That's pretty cool. So for people that are trying to achieve something similar or even the same thing, do you have any last words of advice?
I would say just to not be afraid to hire someone. I know, when you're just starting off, you're looking at it as I don't have like the money to hire someone. But if you look at it, you know, if you look down the line, you're going to make a lot more money if you're not doing the tasks that you don't necessarily get paid to do. So, as an attorney, when you can't bill for something that a legal assistant could bill for, it's kind of you're wasting your time to do these tasks. And then you can start gaining money once you've done all of the clerical tasks. So I would just say, step out on faith, hire someone, and the money will come back and it will multiply.
Well, guys, you heard it from Starcee. Starcee, before we go, one last thing. Can you please let people know where they can find you and what you can do for them?
Yes. So they can find me on with my website, www.allstar with 2 R's legal.com. They can also call me 321-284-8239. They will reach my assistant who I've just spoke to everyone about, but and then I'm located, like I said, in Florida, Orlando, Seminole County, and Orange County.
Well, you heard it from her, guys. If you need to, please reach out. And Starcee, thank you very much for joining us today.